Hi, I'm Sarah. Welcome to the Daily English Show. Today we have two guests on the show, Liam and Ben. They've actually both been guests on the show before, but today they're back to talk about their new website, which is called Disco. This interview was filmed before we left Japan, obviously, because you can see they're sitting on a yellow couch. The first thing I asked about was the name of the site.
Well, Disco, it's an acronym. It stands for Database of Internet Qualifying and Schooling Organisations. Have I got that wrong?
Yeah, you messed up, yeah.
Sorry, Database of Internet Schooling and Qualifying Organisations.
But it actually came from, we were looking up a name that we thought was a bit different, and we wanted to make a new word, didn't we?
Yeah, we did originally.
And we found a thing in Latin. The word disco actually means, is it to learn?
Yeah.
Yeah, so D-I-S-C-O. But we couldn't fit the acronym into something that made sense, so we used it as an opportunity to make a new word, basically, yeah.
Kia ora, in Stick News today, Merry Christmas has been arrested. On Sunday night, police were called to a disturbance in Florida in the United States. WPBF.com reported police were questioning a woman when 44-year-old Merry Christmas started yelling and refused the officers' commands to go inside. Police then arrested Merry Christmas, and she was later released with a notice to appear in court. Apparently, Merry Christmas was born 3 days after Christmas. And that was Stick News for Monday, the 14th of December. Kia ora. How long have you been planning this site? How many people are involved? How did you get involved, Ben? It must be a lot of work. Have you made sites like this before? How is it being funded? How about in the future? What kinds of challenges have you faced? Tell me about the logo. Why did you choose to build the site with Drupal? How is Disco different to other educational sites? Have you been inspired by other sites? Is Disco only in English?
Wow, a long time. It's developed from lots of different ideas, and obviously technology has been changing all the time in the last 5 years alone. So the original idea has morphed into what it is today. But I guess the original concept of creating curriculums for schools in developing areas probably started about 10 years ago, and I've been working on different ways to do that since then. It's really just myself and Ben. There's another guy, Nathan, who's part of our web design company, Mountain Design Lab, and he's been helping with plenty of the more difficult coding stuff when needed. So really it's just the three of us.
It was one day on the internet. I just got back from a previous job and was looking for something interesting, like an interesting project to do, and I think it was on Facebook chat.
Yeah, I think you were still in Alaska.
Yeah, I hadn't spoken to Liam for about 6 years, like the odd email maybe, and telling me about this new idea that he's got, and I was like, well, it sounds interesting. Like I could get involved with that, and we just sort of got talking, and yeah, I ended up moving to Japan and sort of took it on. Yeah. Well, yeah, I've been there 9 months.
Yeah.
9 months, and we should be finished very soon. But yeah. The whole thing's been a massive learning process anyway. Nothing like this, nothing open source, which is, I think, the sort of the best thing about this site is that teachers can take the best things from other teachers and compile it together, so that in the end you have the best sort of route of lessons and courses to make the best curriculum. And that was the hardest thing, being able to make every type of lesson selectable by a different teacher, so they can pick the best, and being able to have a system where the best ones rise to the top so that they're seen more. So yeah, that was the hardest thing about it, and I don't know, I've never done anything like that before.
At the moment it's being funded out of my pocket, just from, basically from Captain, so it's the little bed and breakfast that I run. So basically all of the guests that stay at Captain have been funding it. We're not entirely sure yet. We've spoken to other people that have done similar things in terms of, a non-profit or a charity or whatever, and it seems like if you can make something that works and that people use, then sponsors will naturally come on board and want to be involved. So we're hoping to create something that's useful and first, and then sort of see what comes our way.
How long have you got? What kind of challenges? What kind of challenges have we faced?
Well, programming challenges is probably the biggest one, isn't it? Just
every day there's got to work something out that I haven't been able to do before. But that's just the nature of building any sort of software, isn't it?
Yeah, and I mean you've constantly got to prioritise about what's really the most important. So I mean, we could have the dream site, but it would take 15 years to build. So you've got to, unfortunately, and obviously we've got a very limited budget. So
time, you want to get something functional out as quick as possible as well.
Yeah.
How did we come to Whale?
I don't know. I can't remember.
It wasn't
brainstorming
because we found out it had the biggest brain after, but
I can't remember.
Me neither.
I don't know, just one of those.
Everyone likes Whales.
Were we
don't
drunk?
they?
No, I don't think we were drunk. No.
I ask myself that about twice a day. It's super powerful, and Drupal itself is a massive open source community, so if you've got any issues or problems or questions, you post it up and other programmers give you their insight, and I think it's really good for that. There were other options we could have gone with, or could have tried to build it totally from scratch. I think in hindsight, probably being the best tool to start with.
The biggest thing is I haven't been able to find any other site really yet that allows teachers to use those other people's lessons as direct building blocks in the same way that Disco can. Certainly nothing that's free and open source.
A whole bunch,
yeah. I mean, Wikipedia is the biggest one. I mean, what it's managed to do is, phenomenal, and I mean, it's inspirational because, well, to me, because there's just obviously so many people that are out there willing to give their time and their knowledge for nothing, just for kicks, and that's the same on Drupal and lots of different community websites out there. People want to give something, and Disco sort of facilitates that for teachers. For now it's just in English, but we really hope to obviously broaden that out to other languages as soon as possible. But again, that'll have to be something that's volunteer. Like the whole site will be basically run by a volunteer community. We've basically set up the superstructure and all the scaffolding, and we're hoping that other people will fill out the meat of it.
The site is called Disco because Liam and Ben love dancing. False. A team of 10 people have been working on the site. False. Liam said they're not entirely sure how the site will be funded in the future. True. Liam said building their dream site was their highest priority. False. Ben said Wikipedia was the only site they were inspired by. False. And that was the Daily English Show. See you tomorrow. Bye.